Hi everyone, so we have been talking about matter and we just talked about particles. So we know particles are tiny little things we can't even see. They are the building blocks of matter. So this Phet simulation is going to give us a better idea of what this looks like. So I'm going to click on states. So here, these tiny little blue things, those are my particles. I'm able to heat them or cool them. I have a thermometer and I'm going to change this to Celsius. So over here, this is the types of matter I can use, and these are my three states of matter: solid, liquid, and a gas. So if we look at these particles, from what I see, that tells me it's in a solid state. So if I click on solid, yep, it's a solid state because they're packed together closely, there's no space. So just as an ice cube, as the picture shows, you can't stick your finger between those tiny little holes because there's none. If I look at liquid, there's some space between them, so this would be such as a cup of water. You're able to put your finger in that cup of water because there's space that allows you to do so. And then a gas, there's a lot of space, just like air or water vapor. You can move your hand around it. So if I reset this, change this back to Celsius, and I'm going to click on water. So if I click on water, this is the solid state of water, as we see. So it's our ice cube. So if I decide I want to heat up my ice cube, you have to hold your mouse, heat it up, and what's happening? So my solid ice cube is now turning into liquid. So it's turning into water. If I continue heating this up, I'm going to basically boil my water. And when I start boiling my water, it's slowly turning into a gas. So that boiling water is turning into steam, water vapor. But what happens if I decide, I want to cool down my gas? So let's see, let's cool it down. So our gas, do we think it's going to turn back into a solid, stay the same? Is it going to turn into a liquid? Let's take a look. So it's slowly turning into a liquid. We see that the space is becoming less and less between the particles. And they're starting to slow down. They're not vibrating as fast as they were. So all of a sudden, my liquid has turned into a solid. So if I cool it down, the liquid turns into a solid. So as we see, if I take a solid and heat it up, it is going to turn into a liquid. But if I decide I want to cool down that liquid, it's going to turn back into a solid. So I have an ice cube. I put it in a bowl and stick it in the microwave. It's going to turn into just water. But if I stick that bowl back into the freezer, it's going to turn into an ice cube. So all of a sudden, okay, I turn it back into a liquid and I decide I want to boil it, it's going to turn into a gas because the steam. So you guys will have the chance to play around with this website as well. I'm going to insert it in your slides.